we've got to talk about Ukraine. I want to know, Finn, what is your, because the most important thing is what is your hot take? Do you have an angle? Do you have one of those things that you've gone, oh, I don't know if anyone else has thought that much about this?
Well, I look. First, you have to qualify by everything by saying that obviously it's horrific and the bravery from the Ukrainians is heartwarming and astonishing.
Yeah.
But I was listening to LBC yesterday, or maybe the day before, when Liz Truss had said that the government would support Brits who went out and fought of their own accord, and the people ringing in were saying, "Yeah, look, I've got no military training, but I reckon I'd give it a go."
Yeah.
And then Ian Dale will be like, "What do you do?" They're like, "I'm an office manager." And I just think, listen, while your intentions are admirable, you will die.
No, I did. Some of the narrative about, and we've already seen. I mean, there's a brilliant tweet by Christopher Snowden, who obviously works for the IEA, so you can discount him as a Russian shill. But he did this brilliant mega tweet, this mega thread about people appropriating it, the Ukrainian conflict, to validate their general thrust of their argument. And one of them was that this war will be worse for women and girls. And I thought, I'm going to say it's worse at this exact moment for the blokes getting blown the fuck up. Yeah. I would say that they, right now, in time, maybe, but right now, happier to be woman/girl.
Yeah. I mean, there's a similar thing. I interviewed someone recently who'd been on Good Morning to argue that children should stop learning about children should stop learning about World War II because it's bad for their mental health. And I was like, well, it wasn't great for my granddad's either. I mean, every firework night he's under the dining room table with a bread knife in his mouth. Do you know what I mean?
Like, he's shaking like a border collie.
Exactly. But then if Putin is as deranged as people are saying he is, and he's as isolated as he is, because apparently he's terrified of COVID, so he's not really been talking to his inner circle at all. Yeah, and that's why he's so far away of everyone in all these videos. He's terrified of getting it.
Well, that's what I said. It looked like the video. There was one with him, a now famous image of him at the far end of a table and two generals down the other end, and it did look like a poorly attended stag do, where he's just going, so everybody paid deposit, right? So Andre, well, no, he couldn't get babysitter, bro.
It looked like that Bond film, where he's got the gun at one end. Yeah. Do you remember that Bond film? And there's got a tube going all the way to the end of the table. You see, that's what it looked like.
And I think there's too much Russian money knocking about in the British political system. I also think that they haven't really got value for money based on what's happened, because we were fairly far ahead with the military aid. That's been going on since January. We sort of led the way for the calls for them to be pulled out of SWIFT. Is there a legitimate argument in terms of war crimes that we've basically swindled the Russians for their money? This is fucking terrible value.
We've robbed them blind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm also a Chelsea fan, so mixed feelings about the whole thing. But of course, we're a charitable foundation. So overnight we've gone from one of the most sordid, corrupt clubs into a charitable foundation.
So are Chelsea now sort of isolated in a similar way to Russia, where you might take drastic action?
Yeah. Hopefully. Score some fucking goals. The cup final of the weekend, it was like, if Putin had invaded with the same potency as our strike force, they'd be crossing the border and then they go, no, you got to go back, that was offside.
Yeah, a lot of the younger players didn't know exactly why they were there. They thought it was just a training exercise.
Yeah, no, I'd actually kill for a bit more. That's the wrong choice of word. But
that really was.
Yeah, apologies. This is the weird thing. I saw a video online of a former. Maybe it was in the BBC News package. There was a former Ukrainian Prime Minister was doing an online tutorial of how to make Molotov cocktails, and I was like, imagine Gordon Brown, or Theresa May, basically doing a TikTok about making petrol bombs. Like it's insane. Or like putting a nail through a bit of wood and saying, it's madness. It's absolute madness how it's mobilised so quickly.
Well, for Theresa May, for someone that said that the naughtiest thing she ever did was run through a wheat field, I mean, the quantum leap involved with her, with just kind of like dicking around with nitroglycerin and
Yeah, if you want to fuck up this wheat field, I'll tell you what you need.
Yeah. Just I didn't tell you what I was doing in the wheat field. I was laying landmines. I mean, they're just harder. They're just tougher. You see all these Ukrainian men, and it does kind of annoy me because for a while we've sort of been sold the lie. Yeah, women want sensitive men. They want men that are in touch with their emotions, and then suddenly these hench guys come on, going, "We will fight to death for freedom," and then every woman I know is getting a bit, swoony for this
Oh,
idea.
really?
Oh yeah, I mean, macho. I know that obviously machismo may start world wars, but it turns out it also brings out some very sexy guys. I mean, there's a calendar straight away of Ukrainian men. February has got to be
That's true.
Klitschko.
But then the wars are started by men who are 5'7", but then it's us fucking 6-footers that've got to go fight it, isn't it?
Well, thanks for saying us. I mean, I'm 5'10". Thanks for including me.
That was the royal we. You're starting it, and I'm doing the dirty work. I'm 6'1". You're the little fucker who's so insecure.
I'm 5'10".
It's Geoff. It's us big dicks that've got to go fight, right? You're the little fella in the sports car with your tiny cock, and you're getting all aggy and insecure, and it's me with the 6-incher who's got to go fucking sort it out.
No, I think historically you're right, but I am 5'10", and no one believes me. No one believes that I'm 5 foot because I just don't look 5'10", and more importantly, I don't come across with the energy of a 5'10" guy.
5'10". Even on a Zoom call, proportionally. But also, if you're a bloke, if you're under 6 foot, people assume you're 5'3". Like there's this jump, isn't there? You're either like a man's normal height, 6 foot, or
that's not a man's normal height.
No, you're right. But in popular culture,
the average height for the UK male.
Yeah, right, exactly. But not in most people's heads. Most people's heads, 6 foot is a man, and then everything else is just a little silly man.
I mean, I am demonstrating why it is guys like me that start wars because I was talking about a potential for nuclear conflict. I'm like 5'9" is the average. I'm slightly above it. Do you know what I think about Putin? He's the Soviet Union collapsed when he was in East Germany, right? And I think there's something about a certain kind of man. If you emasculate and humiliate them, they never get past it. And I reckon his life was really good then. Do you know what I mean? Like he was stationed there. He had a girl on the go, maybe a couple. He had this patisserie that he went to in the morning, got his coffee. You know, just like life was good. And he just, for some reason, he hadn't legislated for this fact. And then every day since then, he's harbored that. And it sometimes comes into his mind and that day that he found out that the Soviet Union was collapsing, and he loses erections when he thinks of it. I do think that, like, with Trump at the correspondence dinner when he got humiliated by Obama.
That's why he ran.
Hitler getting done with mustard gas. If there's a certain kind of weak will.
Well, it was Hitler's painting, wasn't it? Way before the mustard.
Well, he got done with the mustard gas, and then no one wanted his paintings. I mean, they are, when you talk about this, these men are so pathetic. It's so...
Guys, have a plan B.
Or just take one on your chin, you pussies.
Yeah.
No one likes your shit paintings.
Yeah.
You got a roast
painting's hard.
You got a roast in at a correspondence dinner. Yeah, the Soviet Union collapse. It wasn't about you. It wasn't about you, Vladimir. Why are you taking the collapse of the Soviet Union personally, you nutter?
Yeah, it's a very good point. It's weak psychologically weak men. Because, as I've said, they're all 5'7". They're all your height, and
they're all my height. I think.
Thank God you have only got a podcast and not, the reins to this country.